Miyako Hybrid Hotel in Torrance.
And today we are checking out the restaurant ISE-SHIMA.
We heard they have a fantastic happy hour, so we are excited to see what's on the menu and share it all with you.
Let's head inside and take a look.
This is ISE-SHIMA restaurant.
Let's go inside.
Wow, really gorgeous. Wow! Oh.
いらっしゃいませ。いらっしゃいませ。いらっしゃいませ。
So beautiful. Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you.
Welcome. Let me show you our restaurant. Please follow me. Here is our dining room.
Wow. Feeling back in Japan.
So cozy as well.
Thank you so much. By the way, you guys hungry?
Yes.
Okay, let's go down. Our happy hour over here.
Yes.
Welcome to happy hour. You guys tasty?
Yes.
Here you go. Drop beer.
Thank you.
I enjoy.
Cheers. Oh, so good.
Chicken karaage. Lettuce salad.
Thank you.
Welcome. Edamame.
Oh.
ちくわ磯揚げ揚げ。
Oh.
チキビボつくね。You guys enjoy. Espresso martini, cherry blossom,
So cute.
and pina colada. You guys please enjoy.
Thank you.
Welcome.
It tastes like latte, but it's better than latte. It's citrusy and very refreshing, like spring. It literally tastes like cherry blossom. It tastes like a really fresh pineapple. It's not so sweet, so I can drink easily.
Here we go. This is a salmon carpaccio for you guys.
Oh.
Then spicy tuna tacos.
Mm.
And then cold tomato.
Wow. So
You
cute.
guys enjoy.
Thank you.
The salmon. It's so sweet and fresh. The dressing and salmon, it's good matching.
Is it tuna? Wow, it's a little bit spicy, but it's such a new experience. Tuna in taco, so good.
This is so fresh and rich, delicious blossom.
This is the last one, our signature dessert, matcha tiramisu.
いただきます。
There's a matcha chocolate in it. It's so creamy.
It's really authentic matcha.
Wow, everything was so good.
Love the happy hour, definitely back.
Thank you for today.
Thank you so much. Please come again.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
That wrapped up our visit to ISE-SHIMA at the Miyako Hybrid Hotel.
Their happy hour definitely lived up to the hype.
great food, delicious drink, and really relaxing atmosphere.
If you're ever in the Torrance area, this is definitely the spot you want to try.
Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.
Ready to explore media scenes with Creative World.
From cameras to editing, hosting, and beyond, let's level up your skills and carve a path to that dream job.
We are here to cheer on everyone pursuing with their entertainment dreams.
So drop us a message at the link below and let's ignite your media journey.
Get ready to rewind.
It's time for our favorite throwback moments.
Please enjoy.
Hello, Matt. Thank you very much for joining us today. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. You know, I'm working a lot, hardly working,
A lot,
whatever
right?
the phrase is, but I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you very much for joining us. So, first question: your artworks are quite unique and famous, and then especially related to Godzilla and Ultraman. And could you tell us though about your work and how you got into the field in the first place?
Well, I grew up as a really big fan of Japanese culture, starting with kaiju movies and tokusatsu and anime, and a lot of people my age, a lot of young Americans my age, grew up with all of these influences. All of our media was Japanese, but there was something about specifically kaiju and tokusatsu, like Godzilla and Ultraman, that I gravitated towards, and I wanted to draw those things. I wanted to draw those characters. You know, it just became an obsession. And when I became an adult, I started thinking, like, I need to make this into a job.
Why did you actually choose the form though? There are a lot of forms or different categories related to that work, but why you like comic book and artist?
Well, I think because when you're the artist, when you're the person drawing the images, you kind of can do it however you want. I mean, obviously there's going to be direction and constraints regardless of what you're working on, but you're the one doing it, and you get to be the one to make something in your own little bubble, your own little world. Because I also grew up really idolizing a lot of the works of famous manga artists like Akira Toriyama and Rumiko Takahashi and a lot of the classics, and and then I started studying how manga artists especially really do create their own little worlds. And even when working on a licensed project like Godzilla or Ultraman, you get to, and if you're the artist, you get to make your own little bubble, and you're like, okay, everything in this bubble I control.
That's right. I'm in charge.
Yeah. So that's one of the appeals of it.
It's fantastic. Now you're established and successful, but have you experienced any hardship being an artist?
Yes, in fact.
Especially when you started out?
Oh, yes. I believe it was a comedian, Patton Oswalt, who said to appreciate the struggle because it's going to make you better no matter what. And when I started out, one of the struggles is there's this term called imposter syndrome. You don't think you're as good as other people think you are because you're always fighting with yourself and challenging yourself to be better.
Right. You're so critical about
yes,
yourself.
And you're comparing yourself to other artists because you think all the other artists are better than you. So, especially because, again, I have other artists I idolize, like Shinji Nishikawa, who is a designer for Godzilla movies for many years, a comic book artist like Art Adams, who's this legend in American comics. And so when I first started out, I was constantly struggling with trying to match my hero's abilities, even though I physically did not have those skills yet. And I look back on some of my older work and I'm like, oh no, I wouldn't have hired me either. But now one of my current struggles, because you're going to be struggling your whole career as an artist, one of the current struggles is scheduling, because when you work for yourself, you make your schedule, you have to make your deadlines, and that can be very, very hard. Especially if you're a guy like me and you have ADHD and you're constantly being distracted by shiny objects or whatever other things. You're like, ooh, there's a new Blu-ray out. Ooh, there's a new Bandai figure out. Oh, I should have been working 3 hours ago. So, you know.
Is it like, normal, like your work circumstances? Is it normal to work on the same project at one time, or there are always multiple projects you're working on?
It depends on the project, and it depends on your schedule. A lot of artists do have multiple projects going at the same time. That's fairly normal. What's not normal is you should not schedule the same major projects to coincide with each other when you should be spending the right amount of time per project. Like, I just finished my deadline for a previous completely original story, and that called Miss Medusa's Monstrous Menagerie. My editor will be very upset if I don't mention that. That I was working on at the exact same time as a project for Super I Productions called Dinosaur War Eisenborg. And doing 2 comics at the same time, every artist will tell you, don't do that. So it's time management is very difficult.
What was the breakthrough moment that opened the door to your current success? And how did you actually seize on that opportunity?
My breakthrough moment, I can trace it back to the exact moment that it happened. It was when I worked on the first covers for Godzilla Kingdom of Monsters from IDW Publishing. These were retailer incentive covers where a retailer could order 500 to 1,000 copies of the first issue of this Godzilla comic, and I would draw their comic book store being crushed by Godzilla. And it was a very cool project, but it was staggering in its scope, because they thought they were going to get 25 stores, maybe. They had 75 stores. And they knew me from my work on Transformers comics before that, but then they knew I was a big Godzilla fan. They knew that that people in the Godzilla fandom knew who I was because of my fan art, my fan projects. And then they said, well, Matt, we need somebody to do these retailer incentive covers who's just crazy enough to throw themselves at it. That was the moment that blew the lid off everything for me, because I'm like, this is what I've wanted to do. I've wanted to work on Godzilla. And then you're really passionate about Godzilla. And then also, speaking of Godzilla, Godzilla is really popular and famous around the world, but particularly like the younger generation in America seems to know Godzilla through only Hollywood films. So what does Godzilla mean to you? And 2, what are your thoughts on the difference between Japanese Godzilla movies and American ones? Well, Growing up, Godzilla and by extension the Kaiju genre represented a big creative explosion in my brain and the things that I found appealing, because I grew up loving dinosaurs, and then Godzilla felt like the next step past that. And it's this creative fantasy world that also, because it's a monster movie and by extension a form of horror, Godzilla and the Kaiju genre represent a lot of... The movies are always a reflection of what's going on in the world. I've often said that you can watch the entire Godzilla franchise and get an idea of the socio-political climate of Japan at the time, depending on what movie you're watching. That leads to one of the key differences between the American films and the Japanese films. And I like the American films. I like them a lot. But there's always going to be these deeply fundamental differences, because Kaiju in Japan represents so much more like an existential trauma. Godzilla's born from trauma. It's born from nuclear proliferation in the 50s, in the 40s and 50s. And of course, Japan, by extension, has had to live under the shadow of natural disasters throughout its entire existence in a way that America never really has. I mean, we have those things, but I read an article years ago discussing the film Akira, and how one of the themes of that movie was Japan is a country that it could any moment be wiped off the face of the earth because of, and I know that's terrifying to say, and I'm sorry, but it's just, when your country exists in that state, you're going to have a different relationship with fiction and with your fictional characters, especially characters like Kaiju that are living disasters. Whereas American Kaiju movies are more about wow, look at that cool monster. It's going to punch that dragon.
Right.
Not all the time. You know, we have stuff like Cloverfield or the original King Kong, which are, or Kong Skull Island, which are part of our own cultural experiences. It's been fascinating to watch Godzilla try to occupy the same space when, as Americans, we it's a challenge for us to understand in the same way. It's not impossible, but it is a challenge.
Right. So do you have any like messages or advice to the younger generation who would like to work in the industry in the future?
Oh yes. Don't be afraid to get outside of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to push yourself. And for the love of Gamera, please, you need to manage your schedule and try to plan ahead, because it will save you so much grief in the future. I cannot stress this enough.
Oh, so we have like a last question. This title of the show is Creative World. What does the word creative mean to you?
You know, the word creative to me means challenge.
Meaning?
Meaning that if you're going to be creative, especially in a creative industry like film or comics or video games or books or whatever, you're never going to make something completely original. Everything's already been done.
Right.
But think of ways that things haven't been done quite the same way before. Try to find, challenge yourself to find your voice and find a unique take on something.
Would you also say that ideas often come out as, in a way, kind of combination of something existing already?
Yes. I mean, you don't necessarily want to just take one thing and mash it into another thing. Find a way to make them work interestingly together. There's ways to take something and challenge yourself and challenge that thing to be more creative.
That's fantastic answers. Thank you very much. Today's guest is Matt Frank, a very famous comic book artist and writer around the world who is best known for his work on Godzilla Rules the Earth. Thank you very much, Matt. It was such a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you so much.
Tradition is tasted, resplendent with grain. Sips of time slip through light. I'd hold this taste to feel forever. It pours a century of wisdom. It pours a generation of legacy. Sourced from a sacred mountain, it rises. How many ways can this taste dazzle in days? This taste lives forever.
Yeah, because that's one thing I really did not like about the 2019 SH Monster Arts. Was that the wings are like really big and they're like very like solid. They're kind of solid, solid and heavy, and that was part of the issue.
Yes.
Of the created like the instability.
Correct. Yep.
But,
and here we can recreate like the flying pose. So
there you go.
It's beautiful. Yeah. And then you can make Midori land. And have the wings up. So yeah, I mean, I think the way they did the wings, you can do a lot of natural poses.
Yeah, this is a much better way to go than the 2019 SH Monster Arts, I think.
Yep. Yeah, and even with the previous Monster Arts, like there's, I think the 91 had a solid plastic. So I think this rubber material definitely is pretty cool. I guess like the only downside of the rubber material is like the longevity, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was just wondering about. I wonder like 20 years from now, like if that'll be like will be degrading at all. But then of course it'll be battle damaged, which is something else we'll talk about.
Correct.
About there. But yeah, you've got quite a looks like you've got quite the range of possible poses here.
Yeah, you can really do a lot of different poses. Like, you know, you can recreate poses from the movie, and I think you can do a lot more than what the actual character did on screen. So yeah, you can do a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah. So in terms of buying this, like I said, it's like so yeah. There's I guess Haya. It's probably sold out from Haya. Haya has its own website where you can. I think U.S. customers can buy stuff. That's probably sold out there already. Then of course there's like online retailers like Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. But then it's like for me, especially like something kind of big and heavy like this, I've what I've been advocating is like order it from your local comic book store, and then and then it's like it'll just then you can just pick it up there without having to pay for the shipping. But yeah, local. But like I said, the way a local comic book store would get it is by going through the Diamond Distributor. Diamond Distributor, which for a long time was like the company that would that was the wholesaler that would like provide comic book stores with comic books and merchandise like this. But Diamond's been in real trouble like this past year. So I don't know. It's like you might have. So I would ask there. So I'd be a little nervous. Yeah, using your local comic book store because Diamond is having so many problems right now.
Smile through your veil. enriching creative world.
See you next week.
Hello, restaurant owners. Are you concerned about the cost of oil for deep frying? Would you like healthier and high-quality oil? Introducing BB-Fry, globally patented groundbreaking technology. 50 to 80% less oil absorption. Light in oil like silky water. Frying time shortened. Delicious and healthy with less oil. For more details, visit bbfryglobal.com.